Hello everyone, my FlareBlitzed here and welcome back to Bloody Chronicles. We have a decision to make because our friend Kazuki is really late to get to work. Borrow a bike and hope we could get there before 9 or call Suzumi just to let her know that we're going to be late. We'll do that. I guess I should call her and plead for forgiveness before she comes to kill me.
Kazuki? Is something wrong?
Oh, hey Suzumi, I was wondering if you could, give me a ride to work?
You overslept again, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I was brainstorming about a case and completely forgot about the time.
Yeah, try again.
I thought so. Oh, come on, give me a break. I've been on time the last few days, haven't I?
Yeah, I thought something was fishy when you kept showing up on time.
Wow, huh? Very funny. So you can give me a ride to work or not? Please?
I guess I have no choice. I'm on my way.
Oh, thank you, Suzumi. Yes, thank you. That wasn't so bad. 20 minutes later, we head off to meet Dashramar's wife. By the way, have you spoken to Dashramar's wife yet?
I have. I called her yesterday. She came back to town 2 days ago. She's staying at a friend's house at the moment.
Okay, and is it just me or is the background moving in a little bit? Oh, I see. So is there anything specific we should ask her?
Not really. Just the usual questions we do. Such as if she saw anyone suspicious, etc.
Etc., huh? Oh, okay. The same old boring questions. How exciting.
What's bothering you this time?
Nothing. I said okay.
You don't sound like you're okay with it. I know you think it's pointless to talk to her.
I simply shrug in response. This background noise is too loud for my own good. I'll be good with that, actually.
Anyway, I also wanted to ask about the alarm system.
Yeah, that's a must. Anyhow, we should also ask her if she had the password written down on a piece of paper or something. And if she kept it in her handbag. Maybe the Phantom happened to catch a glimpse of it somewhere. Suzumi looks at me in awe.
Yeah. Right.
What? Yeah. We arrived at a friend's residence soon afterwards. I think it's a friend's house.
Alright, let's go meet Miss Mar.
I'm right behind you. Didn't even have to do that. I'm right behind you. Suzumi pressed doorbell and we hear some movement in the house. And then the door opens.
Yes. Can I help you?
It's a woman's voice. Is she Deshima's wife?
Hello, my name's Suzumi Misao.
Oh, it's you. We spoke on the phone, didn't we? Please, come in.
Thank you. She opens the door wider so that we may enter.
Please sit and forgive me, but I'm still a little overwhelmed by the whole situation.
I can only imagine so.
It's okay. We understand.
We understand too, right? I see you're staying at your friend's place for the time being.
Yes, I asked my friend if I could stay at her place for a while. I just couldn't bring myself to go back to my house.
Yikes. She starts to tremble. Dear, that's understandable. No one would.
We understand. In times like this, it's best to stick with family and friends. Give yourself some time to heal.
Yep. Suzumi gently cups her hands into hers. Okay.
Thank you for your kind words.
Nah. Are you alone?
Yes. My friend had to go to work, and my parents live in another city, but
Yikes.
they'll be coming here tomorrow.
Good to hear that.
That's good. It'll help you get your mind off the case.
Hopefully. It's like we're her therapist or something.
Yes, that's true. Do you think the murderer will come back?
No doubt.
Don't worry, he won't come back. From what we know, the killer has never targeted his victims' family members.
Do you think it's really him?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really the Phantom's doing?
Have you heard of the Phantom? More and more people are starting to know about him. The Phantom has created a lot of fear amongst the people.
Let's not talk about this right now. You need to calm yourself down first. Besides, it doesn't do you any good to think about such things.
Quite.
Yes, I know. It's just remember reading about him in the newspaper?
Yes.
Some reporters would say he's like Jack the Ripper or the Zodiac Killer.
Yikers.
There were even reporters who would go so far as to call him a ghost.
Stop looking at speculations, Mrs. Mars. I know you're in such trauma right now, but let's look forwards rather than backwards, even though it just seems like the only option in this case is to go back. But then again, time is the only thing that will heal the situation.
I remember thinking how surreal and rubbish those speculations were, but now I'm not so sure. I still can't believe it.
Yikers. Wow, I had no idea the media thought the Phantom was some notorious killer or ghost even. But then again, why would I? I don't really pay attention to the news unless I have to.
The Phantom is just a man, and he will pay for his crimes.
Yep.
I hope so. But why did he kill my husband? Why does she?
She covers her face with her hands and weeps.
You're really sorry for your loss.
I don't say anything. I never know what to say or do in situations like this. Or maybe it's because I'm not feeling anything for her at the moment. No pity, no sadness. Nothing. What's wrong with me?
We don't know why he killed your husband, Miss Mar. We're trying to figure that out. Maybe you can help us.
Me? But how?
She stares at Suzumi, her face filled with surprise and confusion. Have you noticed any suspicious activity around your house in the weeks prior to the murder? Did you see any strange men lurking around the neighborhood?
I'm not sure.
She's still in a state of trauma, so it's natural if we can't get anything outstanding out of Mrs. Mars at this point in time.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Take your time. Really think it through.
Yep. She frowns as she thinks.
I'm sorry, I don't remember seeing anything suspicious.
You have an alarm system, correct? Did you ever share your password with anyone?
No, of course not. Not even our housekeeper knows the password.
The time you lost your house key, do you know around what time it occurred?
Oh my. Do you think he stole my house key? Has he been following me?
We don't know that yet. But seeing how he was able to enter your house without any trace, it seems very probable that he did. And this is what worries us. But of course, we could be wrong.
Mrs. Mars stares back at us in shock.
But I never told anyone my house password.
Did you record it down in a notebook, paper, etc.? Did you keep a note of it in your handbag?
No. Our password was not too complicated, so I have it memorized. I never wrote it down.
So if you didn't write it down, then Dejimar must have wrote it down. I see.
What about your husband?
I doubt he did.
Seeing how even their housemaid doesn't know the password, I highly doubt they would share a password with anyone else. It'd be stupid of them to jot it down somewhere too.
Alright. Do you have any idea as to who might have stolen the key?
Well, there's one guy I can think of. He's a total troublemaker. You know, the type girls tend to go all crazy over.
What? Suzumi seems to be uncomfortable with the direction this conversation has taken. Oh god.
The guy bumped into me once and spilled a little water on me, but he was a true gentleman. He even gave me a tissue for the accident.
That was a facade, lady. What kind of guy has tissue on hand? Did he really bump into her by accident? No, it's not. It was on purpose.
Do you remember what he looks like?
Not clearly. It happened at a bar and... You know how crowded and noisy those places are?
I think it's that kind of mafia guy that we met earlier. You know, one of the Igrisils' other members' fathers? Or the police force's father, anyways. Nevertheless, we should try making a sketch of this guy. Let's give Koya a call and see if we could send over someone to sketch it for us. What do you think, Suzumi?
Yeah, we could do that. Are you able to help us out with that, Miss Mar?
I'll try my best.
Excellent.
Right, I'll arrange a day for us to do that.
This will be our first image of the Phantom. Nice.
I believe we have all the information we need for now. If you recall anything else that will help us with the case, then please contact us.
Suzumi hands Mrs. Ma a business card.
I will. Thank you.
You don't need to thank us for anything. We're just grateful for your help.
Indeed, we are very grateful. Very grateful indeed. Suzumi smiles gently at her. After that, we said our goodbyes and head back to our car.
Well, still think that was a waste of our time?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, but since I came here with you, I guess it's not a complete waste of time. I smirk at Suzumi.
You and your arrogance.
I didn't think that was a waste of time at all. I thought that was very useful. So what now? Should we head over to the police station to give Koya the update? Or should we just relay the message to him via the phone?
Well, it's still early, so I suppose we could just drop by. What do you think?
It's fine with me.
Okay then, let's go.
Let's giddy gope. As we hit the road, I find myself wondering if the others were able to find any new leads. Somehow I get the feeling that something good will come out of all this. But of course I shouldn't expect too much. After all, these things take time. And boy, has a lot of time passed. We enter the station and see Jasper sitting at the front desk. As usual. Is he always on duty?
Hello, Jasper. Is General Koya here?
Yeah, that is stuck out actually. Why has Jasper always been on duty? I mean, what happened to the other officer that was on duty at this desk? Because there was somebody else before Jasper.
Hey, Suzumi. No, he's not in. He was here in the morning, but then he left.
Do you have any idea where he left?
He said he needed to take care of something.
What? Don't tell me he got a new lead. What was this thing he needs to take care of?
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
God, how could you not know? You work here.
Kazuki!
Kazuki glares at me. Sorry, what a rubbish day this is. Jasper stares at me in silence.
Well, I'll try giving General Koya a call then. Or maybe I'll just have Akito inform him of our progress.
If it's that important, then maybe you can relay the message to Michiko. She's here right now.
Ah, nice.
Good idea. We'll do that.
She's downstairs in the criminal section.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Thank you for your help, Jasper.
No problem.
Criminal section? I've never been there. We're probably working on the Phantom case there. This should be interesting. Maybe we'll find out about a thing or two ourselves. We'll hurry downstairs to the office.
Alright. Thank you for your help, Jasper.
It should be it. It looks like it. Why isn't there a sign? How are we supposed to tell which room it is what here? And Suzumi calls us disorganized.
Hello?
Yes? Oh, hi Suzumi.
Hi, Michiko. Jasper told us you would be down here.
We're lucky to find a room. There's no signs and all. The rooms look the same. Oh, hello Kazuki. Haha, I know what you mean. This office is actually General Koya's special investigation room for the Phantom cases. That's why there is no sign.
Ah, interesting.
Oh, speaking of Koya.
We weren't talking about General Koya. We were talking about the room.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, do you know where Koya went? Of course. Really? Great. Where did he go? I'm sorry, but I can't tell you guys that.
What?
Is it related to the Phantom? No, it's not. It's a private matter.
Oh, I see.
Darn, I thought it had something to do with the Phantom. Speaking of that, I was actually planning to visit you guys tomorrow. You have new information on the Phantom case? Well, it's not about the Phantom specifically. It's mostly regarding news regarding Deshimara and Urza Longley. I thought so. There is just nothing on this guy. But we haven't found anything significant yet.
That's lovely. Nice to see that neither side has made any great progress.
What do you mean?
We're in such a pinch. Anyway, do drop by with those files tomorrow. Kaoru will look into them.
Of course. So what brings you guys here?
Oh, right. Almost forgot. We spoke with Deshimar's wife earlier, and we may have a suspect in mind.
Really? We spoke to her too, but she wasn't very helpful at all. Plus, there wasn't much detail she could share with us, since she was overseas at the time Deshimar was murdered. Well, at least we got something out of it, unlike the police.
We were able to find some new details. We learned that Miss Mar lost her keys a few days prior to her trip.
What? We weren't aware of that. How do we miss that? We believe it's the Phantom's doing because there was no sign of a break-in, just like the other murder cases.
Yes. According to Miss Mar, she had bumped into some guy the day she lost her Of course, this doesn't mean the guy stole her key.
But it is the most plausible conclusion we have so far. Still, we should look into it. Precisely.
Exactly.
So in other words, you want us to send over someone to sketch a facial composite of the man and track him down, right?
Yes, I know it'll take a while for the police to create that, and there is a likelihood that we won't be able to find the man. We don't even know for certain if he's involved in this or not.
Sadly, this is our only clue for now.
Yes, unfortunately.
It's truly unfortunate. Our investigations have been based on nothing but assumptions and theories. Nothing has been definite or proven so far. Alright, we will see what we can do. Is there anything else? Where's the men's room?
Seriously, Kazuki?
Yes. What? Yeah, it's okay. Go all the way to the end of the corridor on the right. The men's room is located on the left. Thanks. I'll be back in a minute. I leave the room and head down the corridor as Michiko instructed. I wonder if it's a private matter that Koya has to take. What is this private matter that Koya has to take care of? Is it really unrelated to the Phantom? Somehow it's hard to believe. I don't think Michiko would be lying to us, but at the same time, confidential information is confidential for a reason. I come back in the Phantom investigation room in a minute. I didn't expect you to make such a request. A request? What request?
It's nothing important.
Really?
It's about my bet with Akito. Still want to hear the details?
Oh, that? Nah, no thanks. There's never a boring day with you guys. Definitely. You should be glad Akito's not here right now.
Hey, don't say that. Akito's not that bad, okay?
I'm not saying that he is. Still, spending a day with Akito is enough to kill you. Instantly. On the inside, Suzumi and Michiko give us a response.
Anyway, thank you for your help, Michiko.
You're welcome. It's no problem at all. Michiko is always so full of smiles. She's organised and responsible too. Come to think of it, she's like a combination of Aki and Suzumi.
Okay. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
The kindness...
Whenever you're able to drop it over, so.
The kindness of Aki along with the smartness and... gosh, what's the word I'm thinking of? Sensibleness of Suzumi. Absolutely. See you guys and take care. Take care, Michiko. We'd even head back to the car and decide on our next move. So what's next? Is there any other place you need to go?
No, we're good. I think we should go grab a bite to eat.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay. Should we go to the Red Dragon?
Sure.
Oh, should we call the others and see if they want something?
No.
Just call them, Kazuki.
Yeah. Good idea, Suzumi. Why do I have to do everything you say? Because Suzumi's the boss?
Oh, shut up.
Jeez, you're as mean as ever. We got into the car and went to the restaurant Red Dragon. I wonder if... Once we arrive, Suzumi chooses the Gombao chicken. I, on the other hand, decide to order the chow mein. Akito and the others already had lunch, so we didn't have to order anything for them.
It's been a while since we hung out like this.
Yep, and the last time my mouth was completely incinerated. Oh yeah, you are right.
A very long time. It feels like years, actually.
Nah. I enjoy spending time with our wonderful friend. Yeah, it's been a while. To be honest, I enjoy hanging out with you.
What? What did you say?
What? Did I say something wrong?
No.
She looks embarrassed. What's wrong with her? It's nice to be able to relax.
Yeah.
She stares at me. What?
It seems like you barely have time for anything else besides work.
Huh?
Your hair is a complete mess.
Oh man, must she bring up my hair every single time? I don't think she's ever mentioned your hair before, Kazuki.
Of course.
Okay, girls are too into this.
I thought you were going to say that I look pretty.
Well, I didn't feel like saying it out loud. We smile at each other.
Anyway, you should at least try to look good when you come out with me.
Oh? Only when I'm with you? Huh? So I can look like a complete sob when I'm with someone else too?
That's right.
Okay, the truth is, I don't want to outshine you with my amazing look.
Like that's ever going to happen.
Yikes.
In your dreams, pal.
She winks at me. Well, I'm attractive on the inside, so there's no need for me to look attractive on the outside.
Right. I'm sure your organs are real attractive.
I'm sure that is the talk of a serial killer, Suzumi, if you say that someone's organs are really attractive. That's not what I meant.
I know.
She grins. You're mean.
Oh, poor baby. Did I hurt your feelings? Do you need a hug?
No thanks.
You really are a poor baby.
The look she gives me is so affectionate. It makes me squirm. What? Stop looking at me like that. Will you stop calling me baby?
What? Does it embarrass you?
Nah, it's precisely why I'm hanging out with you.
What?
Got you.
Oh, you naughty baby.
We both break into laughter with our own silliness.
There's something I wanted to ask you.
Huh? I should have known there was a catch.
It's not that. I'm just worried about you.
Nah, worried about me? What do you mean?
I've noticed some changes about you.
Changes? Like what?
Well, it's hard to explain, but you seem different.
Different? Huh? That's something I don't hear very often.
So, I just wanted to ask you. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't understand why you would think there's something wrong with me. She eyes me suspiciously. She doesn't believe me one bit. Really, I'm fine. Don't worry. That's what everybody says when they're going through emotional trauma. Is that they say that they're fine, but usually you can catch up most people who are not fine if you ask them the second time.
Alright, if you say so.
You're right to wonder, Suzumi. Just then, the waitress arrives with our food. Here's your food. Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy. Well, bon appetit.
Yes. You too.
We eat our food in silence. Thankfully, Suzumi doesn't pry on the matter any further. Still, in what way am I different? Have I really changed? Maybe I have. Maybe I'm just tired out by my work. Or rather, the phantom case is really starting to affect me in ways I never imagined. And those nightmares. I had nightmares long before then. I don't know what part of me has changed, really. Suzumi could be right. Most people don't notice they have changed until someone mentions it to them. And people are usually too busy to pay attention to others. You know, in the peripheral visions, there are always things you will always take notice of. Anything that is abnormal in your peripheral vision is very likely to be caught on. Especially by those who look after you, take care of you, who notices you as a friend. Somebody who is worth taking the time to worry over.
Is something bothering you?
Should I tell her about my dreams? I look up at her. In what way am I different?
Well, lately you haven't been able to focus, you get agitated easily, and you've been experiencing hand tremors as well.
Wow, I didn't think she would notice that. Well, to be honest, I've been having these really weird dreams.
Weird dreams? What kind of weird dreams?
It's hard to explain.
Just try. You can tell me.
And so I tell her about all these creepy dreams I've been having up until now.
Those are really strange dreams.
Yeah, tell me about it. I cross my arms.
You know, I know you don't believe in ghosts and stuff,
But don't even go there.
Oh, come on. Let me finish.
No, I'm not having a spiritual vision or anything like that, okay?
How do you know that? I've heard that some people who survive some traumatic event will experience some kind of vision in their dreams and such.
Yikes. Really? I shudder. No, thanks. I don't want that. Pass. That's got to be one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I better not say that out loud. She'll beat me for sure. Although, she might be able to read my thoughts if she sees my expression.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Let's just finish our meal and head back to the office.
Why are you suddenly in such a hurry to get back to work?
I just want to know if the others were able to find anything out. We still have a job to do.
True.
I think Suzumi enjoys her time with Kazuki, sorry. Let's go pay for the food and head back to HQ.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're back, everyone.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Hello.
So let's get straight to the facts because Kazuki's starting to lose his patience.
Wow.
doesn't he always?
I sit down next to Suzumi and gave Akito a weary look.
Dude, tone down on the creepy looks, will you?
Oh, big bro.
What? He should be happy that we found some new information, not glaring down my neck for it.
What? You found something?
Of course I did. I always do.
Yeah, right.
What? It's a team effort, so what's yours is mine, right?
We all look at him askance.
Ah, screw you guys.
Akito and Kaoru burst into
We're
laughter.
just playing with you, big bro. Don't be so sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Akito. Why don't you tell them what we managed to find out?
Yeah. Akito stares at them for a bit. I guess the temptation was too great, so he obliges.
Alright, so we paid Hira Shotaro a visit.
We didn't tell him we were there, of course.
Yup, we made up some story. Told him that there was some guy pretending to be an officer.
Okay.
Good. Continue.
It turns out his wife is currently being hospitalized, therefore he had to take time off to take care of their child.
That's why he didn't have any night shifts, and why he had to take time off from work.
I see. It also works in his favour.
What do you mean?
His alibi is a little too good to be true.
Hello? He has a daughter to take care of.
I know that, but he could have always asked someone to watch her while he went out to run errands. Maybe committed the murders while his daughter was just asleep at home.
Or maybe he hasn't committed any murders. Maybe he's just a really good guy.
Take it easy, Aki. I'm not saying he's the killer. Keep in mind we have to consider things from all angles. I'm just saying we should keep an eye on the guy. That's all.
Aw.
Kazuki's got a point. I don't think Hira's a bad guy either, but nevertheless, we should keep Hira under tabs.
Yes. Let's not jump to any conclusions here, guys.
Yes, he's not good, not bad, but he's on the suspects list. Is that all, Akito?
Yeah, that's all we have for Hira Shotaro anyway.
Great. Oh well, it was somewhat helpful, I guess.
Anything else?
Kaoru and I did some research on old myths and legends to see if any of them had any reference about ways to become a god.
And... oh, did they find out anything useful?
We did find a few, but unfortunately none of them seem to match the Phantom.
Akito, do you know what good information means? Look, Kazuki, that is a sign of impatience, you know. They worked their butts off to get this information, and what else do you do other than complain?
Chill, man. There's more. We... Actually, I think it's better for Kaoru to explain this part to you guys.
Okay.
As Akito was saying, we decided to look into human sacrifice rituals because, as you all know, these practices were used starting in the prehistoric ages of man's reign over Earth.
Yikes.
And the basis of these rituals were often tied into religion.
Yup. True. However, much of these rituals were not performed for one god alone. They believed in multiple gods at the time. Remember? And did we already decide that human sacrifice rituals did not apply in the Phantom's cases?
Yes, we did. But we might just be on
Sorry.
something here. I'll explain why.
Alright, I'm listening.
Even though there are many gods in different religions and beliefs, there will always be one god that rules over them.
A god over gods.
One that is more powerful than all of them combined.
Yikes. Like, okay. Quick note. In Shindo, Koto Matsukami, literally meaning distinguishing heavenly kami, is the collective name of the first gods, which came into existence at the time of the creation of the universe. They were born in Takamagarihara, the world of heaven, at the time of creation.
Actually, it's more like Amino Mina Kanushi, the god who came into existence when the earth was in chaos.
Quick note. Heavenly ancestral god of the originating heart of the universe is the first kami, and the source of the universe according to Santoism. In Japanese mythology is described as a god who came into being alone. Huh? I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
I believe he's the god who summoned two different deities into existence. He created the male Izanagi and the female Izanami.
Oh right, they were a couple, right? and they gave birth to many islands of Japan.
Basically, yes.
So perhaps you should think of Izanagi as the main god. He also created the humans as well, right?
Not really.
Huh?
We'll get back to that later.
Okay. This is getting interesting. How will this tie in with the cases?
Brahma of Hinduism is another example of a higher god.
How about Zeus in Greek mythology? Does it apply to him?
More like Uranus. He is the father of Cronus who ruled the Titans.
Oh, right. And eventually he was overthrown by his own son Zeus.
Quick note. In Greek mythology, Uranus was a primal Greek god personifying the sky. He was a son and husband of Mother Earth, okay. And they were the parents of the first generation of Titans and the ancestors of most of the Greek gods.
Brahma of Hinduism is another example of a higher god.
99 names of gods and all of them referred... Okay. Well, in Christianity, there's only one name for the god. God.
Yes, because technically speaking, God is the primary god.
Okay, I think I understand what you're saying here. So we're talking about the god who created it all, correct?
Yeah, that's gotta be it. The main god. The creator of everything. Let's call him godlike.
Akito's comment made me wince. She really needs to stop coming up with these terrible nicknames, Akito. They make me cringe.
I agree.
Oh, come on, it totally fits.
No.
Moving on. All of these gods require that a human sacrifice be made in exchange for things, such as luck, happiness, and countless other benefits.
And
Yikes.
if gods were dissatisfied with the results, they punished the humans with disasters like floods, famine, etc.
Plagues. So basically... yeah, they are.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yep.
So you think the Phantom is making some kind of sacrifice to God?
We've already discussed this, and we conclude that human sacrifice rituals doesn't apply here, because the Phantom's goal is to become a god, not tailored to the whims of a greater god. There's always stages for this matter, and this is just probably the first step.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Though in this case, it may not be the kind of human sacrifice you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Huh? Interesting. What kind of sacrifice are we talking about then?
As you all know, most religions share the same beliefs, such as the belief that a single god created the universe, eternal life, Judgment Day, the apocalypse, angels, and of course, devil.
In almost every religion out there, you'll find that they all have rituals, some sort of prayers, and stories about how mankind was created by God. In fact, the story of Christ is actually derived from the myth of the Egyptian god Osiris and his son Horus. Christian ceremonial rituals were based on a popular cult of the Russian Empire as well. We serve the Eastern god Mithras.
I'm pretty sure you're meant to say Roman Empire, but I thought I heard the actress say Russian Empire. Well, no, it's Roman anyways.
Many of the religions also shared the same theories, which evolved over the course of time.
That's true. I've seen the similarities myself.
Okay, so what's the point here?
So basically, no matter where you live or what religion you practice, the end result is the same. There is only one true God, the one God who created everything. He may have different names depending on the religion that one follows, but ultimately, they all refer to the same universal being. And that's God, the one and only.
Nearly. Okay, I get it now. So there is just one God in every religion. The gods that are usually talked about are mostly the descendants of God.
Yes, God the Creator stands for everything in the universe. He is usually less addressed by people in their stories.
Yep.
So you'll usually hear stories about minor gods like Zeus, Jesus Christ, Shiva, and so forth.
Now, suppose that the minor gods gain power through the rituals and prayers performed by the people.
Yep. They can gain power through prayers and rituals. I never thought of it that way. How shocking.
Ah, I see. The one true God wouldn't need that, because he is the creator himself. But for those minor gods, they still lack power. And what better way to get it than through the people?
And so, each culture started creating and believing in different gods.
Yep.
So, if people stop praying to these minor gods and believing in them, would that make them lose their power?
While I'm still baffled and irritated by all this religion jargon, I have to admit, it is pretty interesting. And it is indeed pretty interesting. I still don't believe in any of it though.
Yes, that could be the case. Many of the religions started to condemn rituals over time.
Time?
And people started to believe that any extraordinary phenomenon, such as miracles, are the works of Mother Nature or God himself.
Yikes.
And as a result, most of the minor gods started to disappear.
Okay, I think I understand it now. This is a very well thought out theory.
It's not just our theory alone. Most people do believe there is only one true God in the world.
Yep. Alright, just one question. What does this have to do with Phantom?
It has everything to do with him.
Can you be more specific?
We think that the Phantom may believe that he is one of the minor gods.
Wait, what? You mean like Poseidon or Hades?
Yep.
Pretty
Or
right.
Hades? The thought baffles me.
So you think the Phantom believes that he is the reincarnation of one of these minor gods? Or is trying to make himself into a minor god by killing those people? The victims would serve as a human sacrifice to him. And he wants to inflict fear into people so that they would talk about him. Stories of him would spread and will never be forgotten.
Yes, more or less that is.
Yeah.
Or there is also my theory that maybe he's actually a minor god who just lost his power and wants to get it back. I think it's the best answer yet.
Seriously? I gave Akito a weary look.
Yeah, we decided to disregard that one.
I'm not surprised. Anyway, is there not a time when you don't talk about ghosts and that supernatural mumbo-jumbo stuff?
No.
Damn it, that's just like Akito. He grins.
Besides, we're not supposed to disregard anything, right? Just keeping all our options open here.
Yep.
Just thinking about all this gives me the shivers, but I have to say, it's interesting to see how the religions are all connected.
Likewise. So, about the Izanami god you mentioned earlier.
Yes, getting back to that. Anyhow, this is further proof.
Proof of what?
It's just as Kazuki said. Izanagi and Izanami were sent to Earth and charged with the task of creating the first lands.
I get what you're saying. Kaoru smiles at me. You're saying that many gods came down to Earth for a purpose.
Exactly.
Just like Jesus Christ, Zeus, and Vishnu.
And the goddess Nuwa in ancient Chinese mythology.
Quick note. Nuwa is the goddess who separated the heaven from the earth, creating the divine land. She is the original ancestor of the Chinese nation, and she also served as an empress. Man, as if this wasn't complicated enough. You just made it even more confused by adding ancient Chinese mythology in here, Akito.
I agree.
So basically, it has nothing to do with any legend or myth like we initially thought. The Phantom solely believes that by committing these murders, he can become a god.
Precisely.
The texts he left at the crime scenes confirm that.
Well, he's definitely a psychopath. I mean, there are plenty of killers and cults who claim they can get close to God by killing people, but man, the Phantom has definitely taken this to a whole new level. An ascension in its own right.
I agree. He seems to be quite knowledgeable in various religions as well.
Yup,
Could he be a part of a religious organization or something?
Who knows?
yup. Well, at least we finally got a lead, and now because of wasting our time on looking up legends and myths about becoming a god.
We didn't waste any time,
No.
Kazuki. Anyhow, at least we know what the Phantom is thinking now.
Yup,
All thanks to Kaoru's efforts.
yup.
Correction. Akito and Kaoru's efforts. I helped her, you know.
Yes, of course.
Of course you did, Akito. Whatever, I'll wave my hand.
How are things on your end, Aki?
I'm still working on the symbols' hidden meanings and their connection, if there is any.
Yeah, we would be really lucky if we were able to figure it all out today.
But I did find this.
She shows us a printout of a symbol. Wow, seriously, this must be a lucky day.
It's called a dinkra.
A dinkra?
What's an adinkra?
They are visual symbols, originally created by the Ashanti people.
Okay. And the Ashanti people, is there anything we should know about them?
I'm not sure about the Ashanti people themselves, but the symbol itself has a very interesting saying. It says, "He who does not know can know from learning.
That sounds almost like the explanation Dustin told us about knowledge.
Yup. Yeah, that would make... Well, so that would match the software engineer confirmed a simple here would be knowledge.
Yep. A really good job, Aki.
Thank you.
She smiled.
So, what about you guys? You haven't told us about your share of the investigation yet.
Oh, right, well, Suzumi will fill you guys in on the details.
Typical.
She locks eyes with me. I simply wink back.
Well, we went to see Deshimar's wife.
And so Suzumi tells him about our talk with Mrs. Mars, and our visit to the police station afterwards.
Wow, this means we might finally have a suspect to track down.
Yeah, that would be great if that happens.
Although, I highly doubt that the guy is the Phantom.
My thoughts exactly, Kaoru.
True, but he might lead us to the Phantom.
Or not.
Anyway, you all did excellent work today.
Thank you. They exchanged smiles with each other. I, on the other hand, was still not satisfied. I would prefer if we could find an actual lead on the case.
Akito, can you go to the police station tomorrow and see if they have any news for us?
Sure thing.
Aki and Kaoru, you two can continue to work on those symbols. We need to figure out what the hidden meaning behind them is.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
As for you and me, Kazuki, we're going on a trip.
Huh? What kind of trip? Instead of providing me with an explanation, Suzumi simply winks back at me. What the heck? Okay, sure, why not?
Alright, I think that's all for today.
Alrighty then. You guys know what time it is?
Is it food time? Yeah, it's 4:34 p.m. There's a clock here, you know.
No, that's not what I meant.
Indeed.
You guys know what we should do now?
Celebrate? Go home?
No! Sheesh!
Indeed. What? Do we have another meeting to attend? I'm confused. Like, we could look to Akito and Kaoru for help.
I think Big Bro is talking about his race with Suzumi.
Oh, right, I forgot about that. Now I get it. Suzumi was telling Michiko about the race back at the station.
What? How could you forget about our epic race?
I shrug. Anyway.
Anyway, are you ready for the race, Suzumi?
Of course.
Awesome! Now off to the police station.
I don't know why, but I have a weird feeling that you're going to lose, Akito. And you know I'll give you a hard time if you do.
Hey! What a way to deflate my ego, man. Jeez, don't you have faith in me?
No, that should motivate you, further inspire you to beat Suzumi. Oh, I do have faith in you. I have full confidence that you'll finish the race at least. Yikes.
Hey!
We arrive at the driver training ground and see two police cars lined up near one of the tracks. Everything has already been placed for this event, just like Suzumi said it would be. Wow, this place is huge. I wasn't expecting the course to be this grand. There are multiple tracks available too. I kind of want to give this race a try myself. We park the car near a police officer and get out to admire the place.
Wow, this place looks amazing.
Never seen all four characters next to each other like this. There's usually only 3 characters on a screen at the same time.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the matter, Akito? Are you scared?
Are you kidding? I'm just getting into my killer driver mode here.
If you say so.
I can't wait to see the race.
I think you're more excited about the race than they are, Aki.
Huh? Don't you find this exciting, Kaoru?
I'm not into car races, but it'll be interesting to see one for sure.
Yeah.
Come over here, Akito. Officer Han will explain the rules to you.
Lieutenant Han will explain the rules to you.
Sure, bring it on.
Huh? Did Suzumi just say you instead of us? I look to the others, but it seems like they didn't notice that or just didn't care. Oh well.
Welcome to the driving ground, guys. I'm Lieutenant Han.
Hello, Lieutenant Han.
I'm the instructor for the advanced driving courses here. I will explain the rules by which you're to abide by for this race.
Thank you.
If you should have any questions regarding the course or race, feel free to ask.
Ta.
Alright.
Right.
Normally, there are 3 parts to the course run tests.
Yup.
First, we have the high-speed maneuvers, which consist of tests like driving between cones. It's pretty simple. Next, we have what we like to call the hit and run.
Yup. Seriously, are they going to run over someone? No.
You will turn onto this track and head all the way down to the yellow area at the end.
Yup.
Then you'll turn 180 degrees in the same yellow area and come back here.
That's what I mean by hit and run. It tests your handbraking steering skills so that you can just turn around as quickly as possible.
Is that clear?
He looks to Suzumi and Akito for confirmation. I check out the yellow area that Lieutenant was referring to. It's a small section surrounded by plastic bollards. I guess it's supposed to avoid hitting those bollards.
About the 180-degree turn we are supposed to make there. Are we supposed to stop there in a reverse and then make a turn?
No, it's a handbrake turn.
A lot of people ask about that.
Oh, good. I don't have to feel so stupid for asking that.
Yikes, he grins.
There's no such thing as a stupid question. I'm
Yep.
glad you asked.
Good one, Lieutenant.
The decision is entirely up to you. Some people do J-turn. Some will use the handbrake, and others will use a drift and reverse technique. So as you can see, there are many ways to do it. Just go with the technique you feel most comfortable with.
Oh, okay. Just out of curiosity here, but which technique would you go with?
Yep.
I would go with the handbrake on a drift.
Drifting, huh? I like that.
But seriously, I wonder why it's called a hit and run. Because you're supposed to hit the yellow area, then run.
After you return back here, you will turn right and go through the gate over there. And this is the part that most cadets enjoy.
He
Is
smirks.
that the obstacle course?
Yeah, it's a simulation course, really. It's supposed to put the driver in a situation similar to an actual chase.
Yep.
As you can see, each surface is different. You'll start on the normal road track, then you'll head to the field road track, which is mixed with water and mud. And
Yikes.
finally, you'll finish the race on that simple straight track. That's all there is to it.
Now that part will be more like a race in its first two parts.
I know, right? This is so cool.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Any safety rules they should know about?
Safety always comes first in any circumstance, and these cars are designed with that in mind.
Yeah.
They may look like those NASCAR race cars externally, but they are all built with extra safety measures to secure the safety of the driver.
Yup.
There's no need to worry. They're perfectly safe.
For the most part.
Right.
Do a lot of accidents happen here?
Kazuki!
Well, I'm just curious.
Truthfully, accidents do occasionally occur, but none of them have been truly serious. We've only had minor ones so far.
Good to hear. Well, that may change with Akito.
Remember, even in a training course, you have to exercise extreme caution. Pay attention and stay in control as you would in real life.
Correct.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Yeah, pay full attention, guys.
I will. You got all that, Akito? Where did he go?
We look around the place in search of Akito.
Man, this is so awesome!
We look towards one of the cars. Akito is already sitting in one of the cars and screaming his head off in excitement.
Bro, what are you doing in there?
When did he get in there?
Yeah, I didn't know that he disappeared in the middle of conversation.
Yeah, me neither.
Akito? Oh, you're asking for a beating, aren't you?
I'm sorry, the minute I heard the word NASCAR, I just had to check it out.
I have no words, Akito. Would it kill you to wait? We'll be riding in them in a couple minutes.
So how should we decide who is the winner here?
The one who gets back first?
Yeah. Whoever finishes the most tracks? Or is it whoever finishes the race at the shortest time the winner?
Are you guys going to do the race at the exact same time?
Oh yeah, how should we do this, Suzumi?
Suzumi smiles.
We'll race at the same time, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It'll be a long race, guys.
Wow. Well, okay then.
Okay, so where do we start?
Well then, let me show you the car controls first and get you both settled into your respective cars. Then we'll start the race whenever you guys are ready.
Sounds good to me. Let me just... Nice.
Perfect. Let's do it!
Okay.
Lieutenant Han shows them the important controls and such and fastens on their seatbelts for them. Then Suzumi and Akito drive onto the first track and wait for the go signal from Lieutenant Han.
Are you ready?
Actually, this looks better for a thumbnail already. Yikes. Get it. Now. Excellent. both Suzumi and Akito gave Lieutenant Han a thumbs up.
All right. 3, 2, 1,
Go! There's a loud car screech and then Akito is off. Look at Suzumi to see if she has set off as well. Strange enough, she hasn't. She's still at the starting line. Why isn't she moving? Is there something wrong with the car? No, I think she's just trying to lead Akito into a false sense of security.
What's wrong, Suzumi? Why aren't you moving?
Suzumi remains stood in the car with her hands on the steering wheel. She doesn't even make eye contact with us. That's weird.
Yeah. What do you think is wrong with Suzumi, Kaoru? I thought you said that Suzumi is an excellent driver.
She is. It would be unfair to Akito if she went at the same time.
Ah.
What do you mean?
Just then Suzumi starts her engine car. Her car tires screech as well, but much less quiet and hard. I turn to Akito, who's already halfway through the first track.
Finally! Go, Suzumi!
It would be unfair, huh? I look at Kaoru. She's watching the race with a smile on her face. Is Suzumi that good? I mean, I know she drives fast, but still. Akito has finished the first course and is now on the hit and run track.
Wow, Big Bro is really skilled. Look at him go.
Yeah. He's doing a good job so far.
I agree. Akito is doing a good job. He hasn't hit any plastic bollards yet and he has excellent speed. I turn my attention back to Suzumi. Wow, she's already near the end of the first course?
Oh my god, that's insane!
Yup. However, Akito's still ahead of Suzumi at this point. It looks like Akito's noticed it too.
Yeah, Big Bro is going to speed for sure now.
Yup.
Definitely. Although he should be slowing down instead of speeding up.
Huh? Why would Big Bro want to slow down? Suzumi is catching up to him.
Yeah, but they're going towards the hit and run section. Interesting enough, it doesn't seem like Suzumi is accelerating at all. Her speed is pretty moderate. Akito is almost at the yellow area.
Go, go!
Akito pulls off a bit of a left maneuver and immediately does a hard turn to the right. He probably did it on the handbrake. However, it seems he is going a little too fast. This doesn't look good.
Slow down, Big Bro!
I can't.
There's too much speed. Oh dear, Carlo's right. For as soon as those words leave her lips, Akito's car speeds right outside the yellow area and collides into the bollards. Man, I wish I could see Akito's expression right now. It must be priceless. Akito slows down and starts backing up, but he easily gets overtaken by Suzumi, who swiftly enters the yellow area and does a perfect 180 spin.
Oh my god, did you guys see that?
Yup. I am rendered speechless. Wow, that move by Suzumi just now. It was perfect.
See? I told you Suzumi is good.
What? No, you didn't. Well, you did, but that was beyond good.
I love that there's a plaster on Akito's car.
She's a talented driver.
No, she's more than talented. Those are godlike skills right there.
If you say so. Akito finally completes a spin and lines his car next to Suzumi, which to our surprise seems to be waiting for him. They both flew over windows and were talking about something to each other. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear what they were saying. I wonder what Akito said to Suzumi. Probably knowing Akito, it's probably something like, "Oh, you just got lucky on that one." They shoot looks of daggers at each other before proceeding to the last course. Akito stays ahead of Suzumi. For some reason, Suzumi slows down and stays behind Akito. What is she planning to do?
Wow, they are practically at the same speed, completely head to head with each other. Why did Suzumi slow down though?
The smooth track has ended, and now they're tackling the mud and water track. Akito's having trouble staying on the track. His car veers slightly to the right, and in that Suzumi overtakes him.
Yay! Go, Suzumi!
Just whose side are you on here, Aki?
I don't know. Both?
She shrugs non-holically. Heh. Suzumi finishes a slop run without any problems. Then she does a quick left turn followed shouldered by a right. She's doing it with such ease, just like a professional racer. Meanwhile, Akito has lost control of his car and is attempting to regain it. Poor Akito.
Poor Akito. Are you actually feeling sorry for Akito right now?
Well, yeah, he looks miserable. He's having a hard time on the tracks. Akito managed to get through the slops and tricky turns in the end, but there's still a huge gap between him and Suzumi now. She's too far ahead for him to catch up. Suzumi completes each obstacle with great ease, even though slippery tracks are no match for her. In the end, it's Suzumi who passes through the finish line.
Yay! Amazing job, Suzumi! You won!
She shouts. I was still having a hard time processing what just happened after a couple of seconds later when Akito crossed the line we went over to the other side.
Oh, Suzumi!
Aki wraps her arms around in a tight
That
embrace.
was incredible! How were you able to pull off all those moves?
Oh, thank you, Aki.
She blushes slightly.
You did great, Suzumi. You still got the skills.
I guess I do. It's been a while since I've done those stunts.
What were you in a past life, Suzumi? Oh, so you've driven here before.
My father was a police officer, so he taught me a thing or two.
I've been cheated!
Wow, really? Akito stomps up to
You
us.
drive like a pro. You never told me you knew all those maneuvers.
I'm not a pro. I'm far from it.
You played me.
Oh, big bro. Just admit that you lost to Suzumi. You lost to a girl.
Suzumi cheated.
She did not cheat, Akito.
Oh, shut up. You didn't give me any support.
We did. You just didn't hear us. Oh, so now you blame me.
Ugh. I feel like I just scored a hot kiss with some hot girl, only to find out moments later that she was actually a guy.
Everyone breaks into laughter. Well, except Akito, who's too busy gagging at the thought to laugh.
That is such a weird metaphor, big bro. Of all the things to compare it to, you just had to go with that one.
Yep.
That's hilarious, Akito.
Very hilarious. What a creepy thought.
Well, at least I won one bet.
He grins proudly. Aki, Kaoru and I exchange looks with each other. Oh, that's right. When we were at Dejima's house, Suzumi and Akito were talking about a bet. Akito apparently won that one. I wonder what it was about. Oh yeah, it was the bet you guys made back at Dejima's house, right? You said you won the bet that time.
Sure did.
Wow. Akito won the bet? I'm impressed. Unsurprised.
And surprise, yeah.
There has to be some kind of a mistake.
I agree.
Hey!
Anyway, what was that bet about?
Yes. What was it about?
Oh,
About that. You're not going to mention it, are you? Akito glints at Suzumi.
I'll tell you guys later.
No. Tell us now, big bro.
Yes, I'm dying to know the details too.
Well,
He looks at Suzumi again. She looks back at him in sighs.
the loser has to prepare and serve dinner to the winner and guests.
Huh? That's all?
That's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. I'm disappointed.
Well, there's more.
Oh. Okay.
We wait for him to continue. We're curious as to what it might be.
The loser has to serve dinner while wearing an outfit chosen by the winner.
We break into laughter.
Don't laugh!
She turns bright red with embarrassment.
I'm sorry, Suzumi. I don't mean to laugh. It's just too funny.
Yikes.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Suzumi.
Yikers. I can't stop myself from laughing either. Who would have thought they would strike up such a deal? Poor Suzumi.
Why did you even agree to that, Suzumi?
It's all Kazuki's fault.
Wow. Just because I read terms and conditions. Huh? How is that my
You
fault?
should have never read those documents.
Wow.
Oh, you mean the firearms permit agreement?
Yup, I knew that Kazuki wasn't that irresponsible, and he will read them.
Well, I crossed my arms. I wasn't intending to. Actually, Aki forced me to read it.
Hey, don't pin the blame on me.
And so, that concludes the driving bet between Suzumi and Akito. We thank Lieutenant Han for his cooperation and head back.
Well, guys, see you all tomorrow.
Suzumi, could you give me a ride to the mall?
Huh? Are you going shopping?
Yeah, I need to get a few things.
Oh, alright. Hop in. I'll drive you there.
Oh, thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for the ride. Take care. What should I get first? Sometime later. Okay, I think that's everything. Hey, Kazaki. General Koya. I'd like to see who's calling me. Oh, General Koya, it's you. What are you doing here? Same as you. Just getting some stuff. Oh, right, of course. I noticed some medication in his bag. Are you not feeling well? Oh, these are for my wife. I, on the other hand, am quite well, thank you. Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope she feels better soon. Thank you, me too. I hope you don't mind me asking this, but do you have any new information on the Phantom? Ah, I'm afraid not. We've got our hands tied with Uza. I have to say we've got a big one with this case because he has such a big criminal record and wide-range connection with other criminal factions. It's been keeping us quite busy, lots of calls to make in so little time. Oh, I see. I figured that would be the case here. Yeah, I thought Uza's case would have kept you busy. Unfortunately, the Phantom seems to be on top of us. He's making a fool of us too. Yes, a lot has changed. Definitely. Interesting enough, this is my first real conversation with Koya. It's different from our first meeting with each other. Yeah. I just can't seem to bring myself to admit that my behaviour was inappropriate back then. Well, I suppose we let our pride get the better of us, didn't we? Our initial meeting with each other was downright shameful. Yep, you've read my mind, as usual. Oh, nothing, I was just talking to myself. Jeez, I can't believe I just said that out loud. Oh, and here I thought moving here would be the better choice. Huh? Oh, I became a general of the Utna police force because I thought I was able to live more peacefully this way. Turns out I was dead wrong. Oh, right, I know what you mean. Anyway, I should get going. It was nice seeing you, Kazuki. Oh, okay. Well, take care. I hope your wife recovers soon. Thank you. See you around. Yeah. I watched Koya walk away. Okay, time to go grab a bite to eat before I head home. I enter the first restaurant I see. Okay, what do they have? I'll survey the place and see someone I know. Aki? What are the odds? I walk up to her. Hey, Aki.
Huh? Oh, Kazuki. Hi. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, I just came in, actually.
Oh, do you want to join us?
Us?
Yes, Mikhail's here too. He went to order some food for us.
I remember him. Akito had quite a fit over the guy.
Yeah. Please don't tell my brother that I said this, but he's too...
Wow. Unpredictable, overprotective, and crazy. Not to mention slightly daft.
Exactly.
Don't worry, I won't say anything. Anyway, what did you order? I don't know what kind of food they have here.
Seriously? Why did you pick this restaurant then?
I shrug.
I ordered the Japanese grilled fish.
Ah, they have grilled fish. Well then, I shall get that too.
Be my guest.
Oh, hi Kazuki. Hey, I didn't know you were coming. I wasn't. I was doing some shopping and decided to grab a bite to eat. Relax, I'm glad to see you here. Come join us. I don't...
It's okay, Kazuki. Really. Join us.
Alright, just let me go order my fish then. I smile at them before going. Sometime later. Oh wow, this tastes great. I love it.
I guess you don't have any dishes like this in Russia.
Sadly, no. Really? I hope you don't mind me saying this, but it seems you're really into our culture here. Oh, you mean my t-shirt? What do you think? It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I guess a real man wouldn't mind wearing pink. I smirk at them.
Hey, I think it looks cute on him.
Because you're a girl. Hey, I didn't say anything. You guys are really lucky to be living here. You get all this awesome stuff like games and such. Games and such? I'm sure everyone has at one point or another. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're quite into games, aren't you? Yeah, mostly online gaming. Unfortunately, how much fun you get out of that depends on who you play with. I see. Anyway, you seem to like it here. I sure do. But most of that has to do with Aki. She's an absolute joy to be around.
Say things like that.
Nah. Yeah. Aki's always ready to help people, and she has a way of making people smile. My thoughts exactly. Girls like her are hard to find.
Hey, can we change the subject? It's really awkward to listen to you guys talk about me.
Nah, why? We aren't saying anything bad about you. I smirk at her. It's fun to see her all embarrassed like that.
You're doing this on purpose.
No, I'm not. You two get along so well.
What?
Huh? We exchanged looks with each other.
Well, that's because we work together, that's all.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, don't be silly, Kazuki. You should be more honest with your feelings. What the heck is he talking about? Don't hide your feelings. You express them before it's too late. Huh? Seriously, what is he talking about? Don't be shy, Kazuki. Be brave and express your love. I'm confused. What's going on here? I looked at Aki for an explanation. She has no idea what's happening either. It's alright, Kazuki. You don't have to worry about me. You can tell Aki how you feel about her. Be honest, go ahead. What? You meant me and? Aki and I throw embarrassed glances at each other. No, it's nothing like that. We don't see each other that way, it's the truth.
Yes, we're just friends.
Friends! Friends with... well, not with those kind of benefits. Mikhail grabs me by the shoulders. I understand, Kazuki. I know how you're feeling right now. Yeah? I think I should go. You know what? I just remembered I had something to do. I have to go. It's alright, just follow your heart. Don't be afraid. Is he even listening to me? Yeah, that's true. I got it. Good to know. I start moving away from Mikhail. I feel the same way you do. Oh, Kazuki, I know you and I shared a connection of some kind, so there's no connection between us, okay? I walk up to waitress at the front desk and pay for my food. It was good seeing you guys. I smile and wave goodbye to Aki. She smiles back and does a little wave in return while blushing at Mikhail's ongoing blabbering. Kazuki! I quickly leave, pretending that I didn't hear him. I need to get out of here fast. Kazuki! Creep. I quicken my pace, but I break into a run. Oh, why the heck am I running? I don't know why exactly. Oh wait, it's because of Mikhail, that's why. Kazuki, wait! I race down the stairs, fighting the crowd as I go. I don't bother to wait for the escalator this time because that would give Mikhail a chance to catch up with me. Ugh, I think I lost him. Jeez, I'm tired. Huh? I suddenly feel a hand on my shoulder. Kazuki! Chills instantly ran up my spine. I slowly turned around to face him. How the heck did he get down here so fast? He didn't even look tired. How did... He looks at me straight in the eyes. Kazuki. Yes? You forgot your groceries. He hands me the bags. Oh, thanks! It was really nice to see you again, Kazuki. He smiles and then calmly walks back. Yeah? What the heck is he? I head home, feeling baffled by Mikhail's behaviour. What's with that guy? What's with that guy? What is with that guy? And that very, very outlandish t-shirt he has. I woke up and checked the time twice. I don't want to be late again. But I also don't feel like getting up. So I just remain in bed and let my mind wander. Should I call Suzumi and ask her for a ride? Or should I head to headquarters by myself? Suzumi said we're going on a trip today. So most likely she'll be coming over to pick me up. Right? Oh well, I'll just wait for her call. I check the call ID and see, but it's Suzumi calling. Hey.
Hey, Kazuki. I'm glad to hear that you're awake.
Huh. Huh.
Anyway, stay where you are. I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. So where are we going exactly?
You'll see.
Fine. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No?
That doesn't sound very convincing. So I guess I'll see you soon.
Yes. Later.
I wonder what she's up to. A few minutes later, I find myself settled and securely buckled in Suzumi's car. Now will you tell me where we're going?
You'll see.
Oh, I give up. Whatever. Wake me up when we get there.
What? You're planning on taking a nap?
Yeah, is there a problem?
Goodness, Kazuki. What do you do at night?
Sleep.
Actually, don't you know?
Sorry, I just found that too funny. I shrug, lean back in the seat and close my eyes. It's not my fault I'm sleeping all the time. Anyway, I can't do anything but sleep right now. She's one but refuses to share any details about this trip with me. Besides, something tells me this is going to be a long ride. Somewhere. Far, far away.
Stop sleeping, beauty.
Hello, I wasn't sleeping.
Sure, whatever you say. We're almost there.
And where is this there that you're speaking of?
Look around for a big building. It should be on the right.
Oh, a big building, huh? I oblige and keep my eyes peeled for any large buildings. I don't even know if she's telling me the truth. Maybe she's trying to keep me distracted. After what seems like an eternity, I'll finally see it. It's a big building. It's quite massive and painted in white and gold colours. It's surrounded by an array of trees. Wow, what an impressive looking building. Hey, is that the building?
Sure is. It's hard to miss it.
Where are we? I don't recognise this place at all. I don't ever think I've been here before.
Of course you wouldn't. It's your first time here.
How do you know that, Suzumi? Is this related to the Phantom? Hope this is why we're here.
Who knows?
Huh? You mean you don't know?
Well, there's a possibility that it might have something to do with the Phantom. At least I hope it does.
You hope it does? Oh, that's just great. How can you not know whether this is related to the Phantom case or not? Well, there's only one way to find out, Kazuki.
Fine. It's related to the Phantom. That's why we're here. Happy?
You're just saying that to shut me up.
Darn. It didn't work.
Very funny.
I'm serious, though. It may have something to do with the Phantom. Especially when you consider Kaoru's debate on the whole one true god the other day.
Yeah. You mean her theory on the minor gods being ruled by one true god?
Yes, it's an interesting theory, so I thought it'd be a good idea to come here and do a little more research on the subject.
Good idea.
Learn a little history on the subject.
Good idea. History?
Yes.
Okay. Where the heck are you taking me?
You make it sound like I'm kidnapping you or something.
Yes. Any possibility is a thing that could ever happen. Yeah, I have no idea what you're planning to do with me, but it can't be anything good.
Just stop being so dramatic. I wouldn't drive you this far just to torture you. I can torture you anytime I want.
Yeah, you're torturing me right now. She gives me a mischievous grin.
Relax. I'm just teasing you.
Huh. I don't know how else to respond to that.
Hey.
What?
You're embarrassed, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Oh, Kazuki, you're so innocent. How adorable.
I'm not innocent, okay? And I'm not that I'm not embarrassed. Just stop looking at me and keep your eyes on the road.
Whatever you say, sweetie.
Wow.
We're finally here.
This looks like a university. National Museum of Utna. I saw a huge building in front of us. I noticed a sign and read out the name out loud. National Museum of Utna. I give Suzumi a look of disbelief.
What? Hey, don't give me that look. I told you we're here to brush up on some history.
Hey, but you omitted the most crucial detail. You should have told me we were heading to a museum.
Yeah, right. Would you have come quietly if you knew?
Of course not.
That's precisely why I didn't tell you.
Ugh. We get out of the car and head on in. How's studying the history of minor gods going to help us with the case? I mean, what should we be focused on exactly?
Finding out how it started. The beginning.
The origins. The thing that fork as in F-O-R-K, by the way. Something that expanded from one thing to 3 things to 9 things, and you get the multiplication factor. You mean stuff like how the world was created and how the human race began?
Yes.
You can just read up those things in a book, you know. It's more interesting to read things eye to eye, though. Face to face.
It feels wrong hearing those words come from your lips.
Yeah, true.
Since we're here, we might as well look around. Besides, there are some things you can't learn from a book.
Exactly. True, like how to become a psychopathic killer, for one, damn it.
It's without a doubt that the Phantom is drawing inspiration from these stories about these minor gods. He's deeply religious by default, no question about it. And a lot of it is gathered from Japanese religion.
From Shintoism?
Yes.
You really think it's worth checking out this? Well, checking this out, don't you?
Yes, I'm positive it is.
Good. Ah, fine. Let's get this over with.
Stop being so pessimistic about this, Kazuki.
I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just being expressive. Expressive in your own ways about being pessimistic.
Whatever.
Suzumi approaches an elderly guard who's standing nearby.
Excuse me.
How may... Why are you here? How may I help you?
I'm Suzumi Misao, and this is my colleague, Kazuki Koyama. We're looking for someone to guide us around and help us with our research.
Oh, well, you've come to me right now, and I may be able to help you with that. I don't know, I'm not sure you can help us with this. But again, this is some ancient history in God and all, so you might have some knowledge regarding that. Who knows? I'm that name, but you can call me El Nardo. I'll be your guide for today. What? I just looked at him shocked. Who the heck gave anyone such a name?
I appreciate your assistance, Mr. Aoendo.
Aoendo, okay.
Do you know any myths that talk about the creation of the world and so forth?
What? Okay, I think he's got some... that happens to be my favourite subject. And I know a great deal more than what's written in books.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She looks at me happily. Do you both practice Centrism?
Yes.
More or less. I don't really care for all this religious stuff. A lot of people share your sentiments, young man, and many of them come here from time to time.
Oh, really?
Yes, you would be surprised how many of our visitors are non-Shinto believers. The only time we see more Shinto believers are when students come visit us for field trips and such. Come to think of it, I've just noticed how empty this museum is. Do a lot of people come here? It depends on the time of the year. Occasionally we have a lot of foreigners or large organizations coming, and it can get a little overwhelming, mind you, but normally it's just a small group of people like you youngsters, although none of them have come in this early. He smiles warmly at us. I see.
Do you think he comes here too?
Maybe.
See? I told you this trip would be worth it.
She grins wildly and winks at me again. We will see about that. Alright, so here we are, the beginning of it all. He points at the wall. It's labelled, The Beginning of the World, in huge fonts. Do you two know the story? The first god summons two divine beings into existence, the male and the female. Not quite, huh?
Izanagi and Izanami weren't actually created by anyone.
Exactly, to be more precise. Before the heavens and the earth came into existence, there was nothing but chaos. And unimaginably limitless, without any definite shape or form. Dark chaos. A light emerged from this boundless, shapeless mass. This light formed the heavens, which is called the Takamagahara. Takamagahara. High plane of heaven, I'll just call it that. The rest of the particles that had not risen formed a huge dense and dark mass, which came to be known as the Earth. When the I'll call it high plane of heaven was formed, the first three gods of Japanese mythology, known as the appeared.
Central Master, High Creator.
Yup, Divine Creator. Yes, excellent, but that's not all. Later on, two more deities came into existence. Energy. Oh, right. And they were known as Mikoto, right? Precisely. He smiles. The next generation of the gods are the Bleh, which includes Mikoto and another Mikoto. They were considered to be the patriarch and matriarch of all other Japanese gods. They, however, eventually disappeared and were not mentioned ever again throughout the myths. 7 generations of the Age of the Gods are the 7 generations of Kami that emerged after the formation of heaven and earth. Disappeared, huh? Just like all the other gods. They never actually talk about the creator. The focus just goes on to the descendants of the gods that came afterwards. And they're not even that closely related to the creator himself. Odd. Well, there you have it. That was how the universe was created.
So after that, Izanagi and Izanami were sent down to Earth to create the first lands.
Yes, let me show you. Follow me. So, what do you think?
I think it's pretty interesting so far.
I guess it is. But I still don't get how this is going to help us with the case.
Ask him questions later.
Like what? Don't tell me you're going to ask him if he's seen any crazy man around the museum lately. No, you should ask him if there's any frequent visitors. The thought of it makes me wince.
Ugh, can you try to show some enthusiasm about this? You might actually learn a thing or two.
Go, Suzumi! I am focused. Actually being interested in the subject is another thing entirely.
You're impossible.
We know. Take a look at this painting here. It is the most famous painting of those two. It's titled Searching the Seas with the Tinky.
Wow. It's amazing.
I studied the picture closely. Suzumi's right. It really is amazing. And what is this tinky that is referring to? There's something like a fox, isn't it? I'm glad you asked, young man. I'm a little confused as to why you're so happy about it. Yeah. Tinky, also known as that, or Heavenly Jeweled Spear, is the name given to a spear used to raise the primordial landmass from the sea. And what is this tinky that is referring to? Art is often shaped by a naginata, a Japanese blade.
Interesting.
I don't see any of this counts as interesting. I believe it's interesting. Anyway, the story goes like this. The heavenly deities summoned the two divine beings, and ordered them to descend to the earth, and this chaotic state of mass into land. They were given a spear decorated with jewels, named that to aid them with this quest. The two deities then went to the bridge between heaven and earth, otherwise known as that floating bridge of heaven, and cut the sea below with the spear. When drops of salty water fell from the spear, self-forming land was created, and so we descended from the bridge of heaven and made their home on this very island.
So they were the island's first residents.
Yes.
What about the other gods? I mean the primary gods. Did they ever come down to Earth?
No.
Interesting. However, they were the ones who gave birth to the other gods later on, correct?
Yes, and these gods were later worshipped and placed in high regards by the people, much like Egyptian, Greek, or Roman gods, who reign over the people in their own lands. Suzumi shoots me this is just like our own theory about the gods. Look, and I agree with her. However, I think this is a pointless exercise. I don't see how this will help with the case in any way. Unfortunately, they suffered several setbacks during their life on Earth.
Setbacks? What do you mean?
Ha ha ha, well you see, he gazes far away as he says this. They decided to build a palace on this island, which became their permanent home. Afterwards they wanted to create offsprings, and so they performed a marriage ritual to seal their unity. During this ceremony, they would each circle around a pillar in opposite directions. Once that was complete, they would meet again and express their feelings. In this ritual, the male was supposed to be the one to speak first. However, the female spoke up first instead. Although they thought that it was a careless act of their part, he didn't take it to heart, and thought nothing of it. But I bet it upset the gods, didn't it? Indeed. Of course, the gods are blank. Everything ticks them off. They ended up having two children, Haruka and Awashima, each child in Faint Island. But they were born before, both born deformed. Where's my English today? Thus, they were not considered as deities, but devils by the other gods. Christ.
Huh? I never heard this part before.
I told you there's more to the story than what is written in the books. Was it only because of the appearance that they were called devils? Or was it something more? Now that is a wise question. Well, what can I say? I'm just overly wise. I gaze at Suzumi and she shudders playfully in return, as if to mock me. You see, Haruko was born without bones in some stories, without arms and legs due to his mother's transgression during the marriage ritual. Haruko struggled greatly in order to just survive. He cannot even stand. Poor child. He was cast out to sea in a boat of reeds before his 3rd birthday. In the story it is said that Haruko survived and became the god of fishermen and luck. He is actually known as Ibiza, one of the 7 gods of fortune.
Oh, what a relief. So he turned out to be a really good god.
Yes, he did. What about the second son, Awashima? He gives us a solemn look. His story is shrouded in mystery, I'm afraid. I can't really tell you what happened to him. Yeah, you could have told me you didn't know. I spent countless years trying to find out what happened to him, but to no avail. Perhaps you two will have more luck with that. He chuckles.
I doubt we will. I mean, even you can't find any details about him, And this is your area of expertise.
So what happened next? They petitioned to the other gods for an answer as to what they did wrong. They were told that the male deity should have spoken first in greeting during the marriage ritual, and so they performed the marriage ritual once more while adhering to the rules, and this time their marriage was successful.
So it all worked out in the end.
Maybe they didn't forgive him for the first time. Not quite.
You say that. They appeased the gods.
He said they suffered several setbacks, remember?
All right. So what happened?
Anawando smiles and leads us to the next section of the building.
This is really interesting. Don't you think?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Sure?
She gives me an agitated look. Come on, Kazuki. Be more interested. Say stuff more expressive than just that. I mean, yes, it's interesting, but it's just a story. A myth. Nobody takes these stories seriously anymore.
Do have a point there, I guess.
Unfortunately. You guess? She grins at me. Ugh. Well, we're here. Take a look at this. A glass expedition stands in front of us. An old parchment sits inside its secure walls. I glance at the title. It says, Izanami in the Kojaiki.
What's that?
It's the story about their death and the birth of death itself. What? I definitely did not see that coming.
Oh, I remember that story.
I'm not surprised. It's a pretty popular story. So what exactly happened? They created 6 more islands and many more deities over time. Unfortunately, she died while giving birth to the incarnation of fire. They were the patron deity of blacksmiths and ceramic workers. She was buried on Mount Haiba. That is this way unexpected.
That Izanagi lamented Izanami's death and undertook a journey to Yomai.
The shadowy land of the dead. Okay, go on. Now this part sounds interesting.
The shadows hid Izanami from Izanagi, so he had a hard time locating her at first, but he did eventually find her. And then he asked her to go with him. But Izanami told Izanagi that he was too late. She had already eaten the food of the underworld, so therefore she belongs to the land of the dead.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm not sure what happened afterwards, though. But I remember that Izanagi later gave birth to 3 more gods. Amaterasu, Tsukiyomi, and Susanoo.
That's correct. When they came back for Yumi, he cleansed himself to ward off the pollutants of Yumi. The 3 kamis were born later. The sun goddess was created out of his left eye, the moon deity was created from his right eye, and the storm deity was created from his nose. Okay, what happened back in the Yumi?
Yes, can you tell us?
They refused to leave them in Yumi. He agreed to return home, but before... Oh, she agreed to return home, but before that she requested her some rest and that no one should enter or disturb her. He granted her request, of course, and waited for her. However, she stayed in her room for a long time, so that worried him. And so he decided to take that comb that bound his long hair and set it alight as a torch, so he could gaze upon that while she sleeps. To his horror, she was no longer the beautiful and grateful goddess that she once was. Her form had changed into that of a monster. She had rotting flesh, infested with maggots, and foul creatures of the dead.
Oh, goodness. That's terrible. I can't imagine seeing something like that.
Really? I don't have any problems with that. It just seems like a zombie from a horror film or something. It's not a zombie, it's something far worse.
Oh, what's with that smile?
Suzumi eyes me suspiciously. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking about something, that's all.
Okay.
I can tell that she is still suspicious of me, but she doesn't pry any further. It's nothing. Okay? Stop staring at me. Haha. You two would make a really cute couple.
What?
What?
I would never date someone like him.
Wow, her face turns bright red with embarrassment. Oh, Suzumi, you can't hide your feelings. Funny that you say that, because I wouldn't even more. Mister studies us thoughtfully as we bicker away.
Okay, enough. We didn't come all this way to argue.
True. You should stop interrupting the guide with your silly inputs then.
Why, you little...
Just then, a guide with a couple walks by as Suzumi quickly stops herself from continuing. The two of us step three in embarrassment. The guide gazes at us slightly mixed with surprise. Creep. I completely forgot that we're in a museum. Do you two need assistance?
Oh, no. We're sorry. I mean, no, we're good. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just... The guide gives us an awkward smile, then he leaves the spot with the couple. Suzumi flicks me right in the forehead. Hey, what's that for? Shh. Jeez, how can anyone think she's attractive with that temper of hers? She's a harridan.
What?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
Where did Aoendo go?
Oh, there he is. We head up to Anuendo, who's standing next to some old book.
We're really sorry about that.
It's okay, I understand. You two are still young after all.
Yes, well, that doesn't excuse our behavior. We should know better.
Why do you say that? We're detectives for Igrasil. Oh, Igrasil. I've heard of you guys from a while back, I believe. Oh?
Could you tell us the rest of the story?
Of course. They could no longer contain his fear, and so he ran out of there with the intention of abandoning his death-ridden wife and returning back to the world above. I woke up shrieking in indignant, whatever you want to call that word, sorry. She instructed a blank name referring to the to hunt down and bring him back to her. Fortunately, he managed to escape them. He burst through the entrance and quickly pushed a boulder to block the entrance to Yumi. Outraged, they threatened that if he leaves her behind, she would kill 1,000 living people every day. He retorted in equal fury that he would give life to 1,500 people in return. Thus, death was birthed into existence. And all this was brought on because his bride and his distraught wife, whom he chose to abandon. Suzumi and I are completely speechless. What a morbid story, and I believe this is the first time I've actually listened to a lecture until the end. With great interest too at that.
I had no idea that happened to them. Wow, I feel sorry for them.
I never thought you would say something like that, Suzumi. Aki, yes, but not you. Suzumi gives me a slightly offended look. But yeah, it's a really interesting story. Not a particular mushy love story, and has some true valuable lessons regarding gods and life itself.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, well, that's the whole story.
That's it?
Yes. Oh, well, there was something else that he did.
Yes?
I forgot to mention that, but... Zangi beheaded Takayushi with a sword. Wait, he beheaded his own son? Yes, and he cut up his body into 8 pieces, which became 8 volcanoes. The blood from the sword also created a number of deities, which included the sea god and rain god. In turn bared the water god, and she instructed them to pacify them so that he would not become violent in enraged and hatred. Yeah.
Izanami. Even though she was on her deathbed, she still cared for her son.
Yes, and that's all of it. Ugh.
Thank you so much for being our guide.
Thank you. Thanks for the lecture.
Yes, we enjoyed the story a great deal.
Ah, I'm glad to hear that. It was a pleasure being your guide for the day.
There is something else I would like to ask you, if you don't mind.
Yes, what is it?
This may sound like a strange question, but did any of those gods return to heaven?
Are you referring to the high plane of heaven, where the god of creation was brought into existence?
Yes.
That is an unusual question indeed. Well, the ones that did return to heaven were the 3 gods birthed from Izangi's body.
Oh, I see.
Susanoo, however, was ordered by Izangi to leave heaven.
Did he ever go back?
No, he was banished.
Did those gods travel between heaven and earth from time to time?
How come only the other gods went to heaven while Izangi remained on earth? Well, occasionally they went down to earth. There are many other legends and myths about that. As about Izangi, it's simple. He stayed on earth for a long time. So long, in fact, that he became a god of earth. and as such he was no longer considered a god of heaven. So those gods were able to enter heaven because they were Izangi's offsprings, right?
The fact that they weren't as attached to the earth as Izanagi was.
Izanagi, right? Huh? Why are you two so interested in those gods? Most people have already lost interest in them. Yeah, we're well about. We're just curious about them, that's all. I see. Anyhow, you're right about that and why the gods were able to travel between realms.
So, if Izanagi gets his heavenly grace back, then he could return to heaven again, once again be a god there.
Theoretically, yes.
Okay, well, I guess that's all the questions we have. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be of service. Suzumi glances at her watch.
Well, I guess we should get going. It's already 2 p.m. Thank you again.
Don't mention it.
Let's go, Kazuki.
Suzumi starts walking away. I, on the other hand, still have one more question for the lovely old man. What happened to the heavenly jeweled spear, sorry? Stares blankly at me. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. Yeah, I thought you might not know the answer for that. I guess it might be just like the story of the Holy Grail or something.
Hey! Are you coming, or you want me to go without you?
I think he does know the answer to that, but he just does not want to tell us about that little bit. I looked at Suzumi. Just a second, there's something I wanted to ask. I turned my attention back to Angawando. So there is. Where'd he go? The heck, he didn't even say goodbye. What a weird guy. I walked up to Suzumi.
What did you ask him back there?
Nothing important. He didn't know the answer. Really, it's nothing important.
You're so hard to talk to sometimes.
Yup. We exit the museum and deliberate our next move. So what now?
I don't know. Let's head back to headquarters and see if the others have any new information for us.
Very good idea. Alright. We set out into the car and hit the road. So,
Yes?
do you think the Phantom believes that he is one of those guards that Anuando mentioned? Would he pretend to be one of them? She seems to be a little preoccupied at the moment.
Like which one?
I don't know. You obviously think this is related to the Phantom, so I want to hear your thoughts on
I
this.
don't have any.
Oh, really? I look at her suspiciously. She's definitely thinking of something. She's just not willing to share it with me.
I don't think he wants to be some lowly subpar god.
Yeah, me too. If anything, I think he would try to impersonate Izanagi instead. Suzumi doesn't respond. She just smiles while keeping her eyes on the road. It's enough to tell me that she agrees with me. It's an interesting thought. Now, if only we can determine what those symbols represent in relation to Izanagi. Should we shift our focus to Shinto beliefs?
Good question.
You gotta be kidding me. Is that all you could say?
What do you want me to say?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe something like, yes, we should do that, or no, we should keep our options open. I don't know what. You're the boss. You should say something more sensible than that.
Let's head back to HQ for now. Think more about it later. There's no need to rush ourselves and make a hasty decision, is there?
She's got a point, I guess. I don't want to agree with her, though. Fine, whatever.
Anyway, what do you think about Izanagi?
I don't know. I guess he was somewhat of a badass.
A badass?
Yeah, you don't agree? Anyway, I'm sure he would have starved to return to heaven. Or sorry, strive to return to heaven sooner or later.
Oh.
She gives me a suspicious look. I'm talking about the Phantom. He could be pretending to be Izanagi's reincarnation or something, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And we're not talking about spirits or ghosts here.
Oh, you finally noticed, huh?
Haha. Besides, it would suck to be a ghost anyway.
Why? As a ghost, he could do anything.
True, but it's totally out of the question. Matsuo's wife did catch a glimpse of him, remember?
Well, spirits can materialize as well, you know?
Okay, then let's say he is a spirit. This would mean that he wouldn't have a body, right? If that's the case, then he is just an astral being, and astral beings cannot go to heaven. All the gods had bodies when they entered heaven.
Maybe he possessed someone.
I gave her a weary look. Are you serious? Like the movie Omen?
Yeah, it's possible, right?
Jeez. I can't believe people actually believe in possession, ghosts and all that rubbish. Oh well, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, I guess.
Relax, I'm just teasing you. I also think we're dealing with some deeply religious guy. Nothing more. I may believe in the supernatural myself, but that certainly doesn't apply to this case.
Are you serious? Thank God. Literally, who the hell are you, Phantom? The drive back to Igrasil took way too long, and here I thought the drive back would be shorter. Ah, my back.
Oh, what's the matter, Grandpa? Old age getting to you again?
Whatever, I hate long rides.
Well, they don't bother me, as you can see.
I'm pretty sure you didn't have a long ride when your own parents had a demise. Anyways, she grins happily at me. Good for you. I wince.
Oh, how I appreciate your sarcastic remarks. I know you too well to know you don't mean them.
We stare at each other briefly.
Oh, you don't have a comeback for that, do you?
I'm getting too old for this.
Let's go and see if the others have any news for us.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm coming. Let the old man come. Anyways, we're going to leave it off here for today, guys, because I think that is quite enough. And I keep making a few long episodes, don't I now? And the music just changed, so this should be interesting. Anyways, folks, hope you all have enjoyed this, and we shall see each other on the next time of Bloody Chronicles. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.